Okay.
All clear.
Launch stations.
Launch stations!
Good luck, Colonel.
Liftoff -10.
Sky 1 to Skydiver Control. Airborne.
Roger, Sky 1.
Replacement Sky 1 approaching rendezvous.
Roger, Sky 1. Have begun docking procedure.
You've got a great crew there, Captain. It's been a privilege working with you these past weeks.
We've enjoyed your company, sir. Hope you have a good furlough.
Don't worry. I really plan to let my hair down.
Scotch.
Good night, Sylvia. Good night, Paul. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
I'll walk you to the door. Why don't you fix yourself a drink?
Good night, Sylvia. Thanks for the lovely party.
Is this what you're looking for?
It's a great party.
Looks like it.
What's the time?
4:30.
Do you know, I've got to be up around 7 tomorrow.
You poor little thing.
$4:30, $5:30, $6:30.
Do you know what you need? An alarm clock.
Here's your coffee, Keith.
Yeah, that's just what I needed.
Good morning, sir.
Moonbase to control. Sighting. Area red, 184.
How does it look, Lieutenant?
We're awaiting confirmation.
Hi. Hello.
Franklin. Joe Franklin. Missile technician. No, don't tell me. It's, Ford? Fraser? Foster. Paul Foster. Glad to meet you, Colonel. I knew it had to begin with F. These poops are going through the entire alphabet. Everything from Aaron to Zazinski.
Yeah. I hear everybody in SHADO has to go through it.
Right.
Will Colonel Paul Foster please report to room 17 on the first floor?
I think you're first in line, sir. You're FO, I'm FR. See you in the Fun Palace.
UFO 428. Speed 1.5 million miles per second. Bearing positive. Course 017234 red.
Sighting confirmed. We have a UFO on positive track. Red alert. Interceptors, immediate launch. Interceptors, immediate launch. Moon base to control. We have a positive sighting.
Get the trajectory termination as soon as possible.
Yes, sir.
Ever contracted scarlet fever, mumps, measles, whooping cough, German measles, chicken pox?
Yes.
Yes?
I had measles.
Oh. How old were you?
4. Was it 5?
Plenty of sleep, Colonel?
Oh, yes. Most of the time.
Well, after 2 weeks here, you'll feel on top of the world.
It could be better, Foster. Keep it up, Rowan. Well, we'll soon get rid of that, won't we, Franklin?
Course 017-348-101. Speed?
Sol 0, decimal 5 reducing.
Program computers for missile firing sequence.
Program complete. Missile firing 18.4.
Great place.
A giggle a nanosecond.
Can't wait to leave.
Some workout.
Yeah. And this is only the first day.
Come on, gentlemen. One of you into the bath.
Oh. That's just what I can do with. And I'm first. O before R.
Right. You reckon you're ready for this? It's a sonar bath.
Moonbase for you, sir.
All right, go ahead, Lieutenant.
We have the UFO termination fix. Southern England, grid reference 4706.
Yes, ground radar gave us the same information, Lieutenant.
How badly was it damaged?
Well, the interceptor scored a probable hit, but the UFO seemed to maintain its course. Listen, Lieutenant, I want Moonbase maintained on a full red alert. If that UFO breaks cover and lifts off, I want it destroyed. Now, keep me informed.
Roger and out.
Are the mobiles moving in?
Yes, sir.
Nothing of real significance here, Alec.
The research center is less than 15 miles away.
I doubt if the aliens would travel 1 billion miles to visit a glorified health farm, even if it is run by SHADO.
Didn't Paul Foster check in there this morning?
Colonel Foster?
Yes.
Get me Dr. Fraser at that research center.
Yes, sir. Radio contact negative, sir.
Well, keep trying.
Yes, sir.
You'd better get over there, Alec. Fast.
Right. We've just landed. I couldn't see any activity around the house.
Now listen, Alec. The men from the mobiles have the place completely surrounded.
Well, hold them back. I'll move in with the helicopter crew. There's less chance of being spotted. Out.
Okay, let's go.
You wait here.
Come with me. You wait there.
you certain?
We've searched the whole center. Everyone's dead, and there's no trace of Paul Foster.
There's only one answer, Alec. He's been taken by the aliens.
Steer 128. Maintain present speed.
128 it is, sir.
Control to Skydiver. I have Commander Straker for you.
Waterman here, sir.
Captain Waterman, I have some news. It concerns Colonel Foster. I'm afraid we must assume that he is in the hands of the aliens. Did you read me, Captain?
Yes. Sir, what happened?
The research center was attacked. Colonel Foster is officially listed as missing. Now, that UFO is still in the area. I want Sky One maintained on full red alert, ready for an interception.
Yes, sir.
How can a thing like this happen?
We work on the assumption that Colonel Foster is alive and will be rescued. Okay? All right, this is supposed to be an operational alert. Let's get to it.
Maximum speed. Seal all water locks. Start checks A through G.
Control to Skydiver. Remain on standby for emergency launch.
Well, what are his chances?
Oh, come on, Alec.
Now tell me, I just want to know what you have in mind.
When that UFO lifts off, the ground radar should fix its position immediately.
And?
We destroy it.
Knowing that Paul Foster is almost certainly aboard.
That's right.
You just better hope I'm never in a position to press the button on you.
How do you know he's even still alive, Alec? Look, Paul Foster's a highly trained, dedicated, courageous officer. But he knows the entire SHADO setup. Yes, he's trained to resist interrogation, but what gentle means of persuasion will they use to crack him? No, Alec. If we destroy that UFO, Paul Foster loses his life. Quick and clean. If we don't get it, God knows what will happen to him.
Commander Straker, we have a radar trace.
Do we have a fix?
Yes, sir. Computer triangulates grid reference 124048.
Speed?
800 knots, accelerating.
That must be it.
Where's Skydiver?
Yes, sir.
Compute.
Roger.
Looks like we could intercept around here. Where's that readout? It looks good. Signal Sky One. Immediate launch.
Yes, sir.
Launch stations.
Check boosters 1, 2, and 3. Clear 1.
Lift-off stations. Lift-off -5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Sky One to control. Airborne.
We have you on positive track, Sky One. Set onboard computer for interception course.
Check the UFO's airspeed.
Yes, sir. $1,500 knots.
What's its rate of climb?
10.4 MPM. Maybe it's more damage than we thought.
Let's hope so.
I have it on radar. Range 29 miles. Closing.
You must get it. It's a sitting duck.
Have visual contact. Setting missile firing sequence.
You've got a great crew there, Captain. It's been a privilege working with you these past weeks.
Missile launch. Minus 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 0.
How the blazes did he miss it? Get me Lieutenant Ellis.
Sir.
Excellent visibility. Positive radar track. Positive infrared homing signal. I thought that Captain Waterman
had any emotion for a man he's been serving with for the past 2 months?
Moonbase for you, sir.
Lieutenant Ellis, what are the chances of an interception by Moonbase?
None at all, sir. The UFO's leaving Earth on an anti-lunar trajectory.
Beyond your range. I'll keep tracking it and report any change.
Roger and out.
Prepare to receive Captain Waterman.
Yes, sir.
Open bulkhead.
Range 26 million receding.
Lieutenant? Can't be. Check it. And tell Control.
Oh, just how long is this going to take? Is it or isn't it?
It's pretty complex, sir. Times, courses, trajectories, the interplay of G-forces.
Result sequence. Trajectory 042326 cycling. Lunar G variable 7/5.4. Computer predicted power loss 70%. Orbit fading 0.4 GRT. Predict impact lunar grid reference B182.
Moonbase to Control. Positive.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
So the UFO's headed for the moon?
Yes. It doesn't have enough power to escape the lunar G-force. It must have been damaged. Oh, you were asking about Foster's chances of survival. I'd say they've just improved. They must be down to 1,000,000 to 1.
UFO is still maintaining its trajectory.
Good. Just as long as it continues to head for the moon, do nothing. But if it manages to develop enough power to pull away from lunar gravity, launch your interceptors and destroy it.
The astronauts are in position. They can be spaceborne in seconds.
Fine. Well, keep me informed, Lieutenant.
Roger and out. Do we have a closer fix on where it's going to land?
Yes, grid reference 182084.
That's about 40 kilometers. I'm going out there. Tell Moon Mobile 1 to stand by.
Yes, Lieutenant.
We'll be in the area in 8 minutes. Keep me informed of the UFO's progress.
Yes, Lieutenant.
We're in position.
Area confirmed. 2 minutes from impact.
"60 seconds. "40.
30. 20.
There it is. It's going to crash.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Will you ask Jackson to come in?
Yes, sir.
Well, what's the situation?
Well, I've just had a long conversation with Moonbase. The situation is a very difficult one. Colonel Foster's general physical condition is satisfactory, considering what he's just been through. But he's in an alien spacesuit. He's breathing liquid.
Well, we can make the transfer back to normal breathing. Oh, come on now. You've done it before.
Yes, with aliens, Alec.
And none have survived more than a few hours. It's an extremely hazardous operation. We've by no means perfected the technique. There's another difficulty. Here at SHADO headquarters, we have every facility. On Moonbase, the equipment is naturally more crude. Well, I'll be monitoring the operation by video link, if you'll excuse me.
You're going to have to help me with the helmet.
Listen, Alec. Paul Foster's in top physical shape. He's an expert skin diver, used to underwater pressure.
You think that background may help?
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm sure it must be an advantage.
You could be right. Strong lungs, good respiratory system.
Sure. He'll pull through. Come on.
We're all set here, sir.
Right. Now, listen carefully. As I see it, the main problem will be panic when the helmet is removed. Colonel Foster's been breathing liquid for some hours now. Drugs will have been used to help his lungs adapt. Now, when we attempt to reverse to normal, the physical experience will be similar to drowning. Unless this moment is carefully controlled, the patient could go into convulsion and possibly choke. Let the colonel know the situation, right?
If you can hear me, nod your head. We're going to remove your helmet. Try and maintain your rhythm of breathing. Whatever happens, don't panic. Do you understand?
What is that?
2 cc's of petrochol. It should help, I hope. Is the resuscitator ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, Lieutenant. Begin.
take hold of him. Now.
Hold him down. He could rupture his lungs.
Hold him down. Stop him struggling.
Relax. Breathe deeply. That's it. Nice and relaxed. How's the breathing now?
Better.
Take it easy. How do you feel?
Fine. What happened?
You passed out for a few minutes in the sauna bath.
A few minutes?
Here, drink this. Tell me, Colonel, have you been burning the candle at both ends recently?
Well, there was a party last night.
A sauna can be considered as a medical aid, but there's one golden rule: never take one if you're feeling under the weather.
I should have told you.
Well, there's nothing to worry about, Colonel. You're in good shape. You'll be in even better shape when you leave here. Tomorrow we'll get down to some real work.
Good luck.
Beautiful dreamer, wake unto me, starlight and dewdrops. Beautiful dreamer, wake unto me, starlight and dewdrops are waiting for thee.
Who's the voice?
In the dream box.
Dream box?
That's Colonel Foster. He had a Lulu in there yesterday.
Come on, Franklin. If all else fails, I'll remove that blabber around your middle surgically.
Gone are the cares of life's busy throng. Beautiful dreamer, come wake unto me.
Beautiful dreamer, come wake unto me.
How's everything going?
Oh, quiet.
Good. Oh, Alec, could I see you for a minute? Sit down, Alec. I want to talk to you about the new leave roster for Moonbase.
I thought you might.
It'll have to be changed.
And who tells them? I might have guessed.
Straker.
Joe Fraser is in reception, sir.
Who?
The reporter from the press agency.
Did I make an appointment?
Yes, sir. You agreed to the interview last week.
Right, thank you, Miss Eland. Look, Alec, can't you handle it?
No, you're head of the studio. It's you he wants to interview.
Article for a heap of glossy film magazines. I'm no PR man.
It won't be that bad. GPA will syndicate the story and keep the rest of the press off your back.
Oh, Commander Straker, the refueling schedule, sir.
Give it to Colonel Freeman. I'm about to be thrown to the press.
Excuse me. Yes, Mr. Straker?
I'm ready, Miss Eland.
Yes, sir. Would you like to go in?
Now, before we start, I must tell you that I'm a very busy man, Mr. Fraser.
I must apologize. My name is Josephine Fraser. I sometimes find that in a man's world, Joe is more convenient.
Well, is it a man's world?
I think so. I hope you'll forgive me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please sit down. Well, fire away, Miss Fraser.
And now, how long have you been head of the studio, Mr. Straker?
Do you, tape record the interview and take notes? I noticed the microphone in the front of your purse.
Oh, that's to ensure I don't misquote you. And the notepad's for my impressions.
Of me?
I think first impressions are so important.
I think so, too.
And the fuel checks are complete.
Thank you, Skydiver. I'll tell Commander Straker.
Black, no sugar, sir.
It's just how I like it.
Well, I'll walk you to your car.
Well, thank you. I thought the age of chivalry was dead.
Oh, no, I have to go up on the studio lot. It's on the way.
Goodbye. No, I'm not sure about that.
Very smart.
I've earned it. Well, thank you. You've been very kind.
A pleasure.
Goodbye.
Miss Fraser?
Commander Straker.
Commander Straker. Commander Straker.
Miss Fraser, I didn't expect you back so soon.
I left my handbag.
Oh, I see. I'll get it for you.
No, it's all right. I'll get it.
Have you found it?
Yes, thank you.
Stand by. When I give the word. Now!
Cut it!
How are you? All right?
Fine. How was it?
Great. Absolutely fine. Right, we'll take some close-ups on this shot now. Now, Roy, from the point where your hand comes up to your forehead. All right? Sally.
Good morning, Roy.
Well, good morning, Mr. Straker.
Well, you died beautifully.
Thank you. I don't get much on the blood, though.
Oh, by the way, Roy, we finally got that contract matter all straightened out. If you want to call Miss Elin, she'll put you in the picture.
Fine. Lovely.
Chaps, that was absolutely...
Commander Straker will have to authorize these. Lieutenant, do you know where Commander Straker is?
Yes, I buzzed him a couple of minutes ago. He's on his way back from the lot.
Fine.
Messages, callers?
No, sir. Only Miss Fraser.
Miss Fraser?
Yes, sir. She came back for her handbag. She left it in your office.
You didn't let her go in there?
Well, only for a moment.
I see. Straker.
Voice print positive. Identification, Commander Straker.
I think first impressions are so important.
Do you tape record the interview and take notes?
I think first impressions are so important.
You didn't let her go in there?
Well, only for a moment.
Alec, Ford.
Something wrong?
Did anyone call me during the last 15 minutes?
I bleeped you on the studio lot.
No, I mean the office up top, over the intercom.
Well, yes, I tried there first.
What did you say?
Nothing. There was no answer.
Well, you must have said something. It's important.
Well, just Commander Straker. There was no reply, so I clicked off.
Commander Straker. Well, thank you, Ford. How could I be so stupid, Alec? That reporter had a tape recorder. It was left in the office. The chances are it picked up Ford's voice over the intercom.
That's not so important. He only said Commander Straker. Assuming it was picked up, what could it mean to anyone?
Not a lot, I agree. But maybe just enough for that woman reporter and her press friends to start snooping around.
It was a girl.
Yes. Miss Eland, get on to the Global Press Agency. I want to contact that Miss Josephine Fraser. It's urgent.
Yes, sir.
What was she like?
Oh, intelligent.
Attractive?
I'm afraid we have no one on our staff named Fraser.
Are you quite certain?
We've checked right through the personnel files.
Yes, I see.
But check with the other agencies.
Right. Thank you very much.
Yes, Miss Eland?
I just called the press agency, sir. They've never heard of Miss Fraser.
Well, check all the other agencies. I want her
Found. Thank you, Miss Eland.
Intelligent, attractive, and a possible security leak. It was my mistake. I'll take care of it.
Well, I still think I should go.
Well, it's simple enough, Alec. Find Miss Fraser and get the tape. A logical sequence. Well, you can look after things here.
Sure.
Well, there it is, Alec. The responsibility seat. The, other side of the fence. I'll check in every few hours.
Have trace on positive track, course 428146, green. Speed 0, Sol 8. Range 20 million miles, closing.
Termination?
It should be through any second.
Tell Moonbase to launch the interceptors.
Red alert. Red alert.
Control to interceptors. Have UFOs on positive track. Green 140.
Moonbase to shadow control.
Confirm UFO sightings. Go for intercept.
May I have some ice, please?
Yes, sir.
How far is the Grenville Motel?
About 8 kilometers down the road, sir.
May I use your phone?
Of course, sir.
Thank you.
Range 5 million miles.
We've lost it.
I think first impressions are so important.
I have a sighting bearing green 042, maintaining stationary position at 50,000 feet Earth's atmosphere.
Yes?
I have Commander Straker on the line, sir. He wants to know how things are going.
Tell him everything's fine. No trouble. Well, do we have trouble?
I don't think so.
But we have an unidentified radar trace.
Yes?
Then something's there.
I guess so, but...
And it could be that UFO.
It's practically stationary.
The point is, do we have a UFO on our hands or don't we?
Well, in my opinion, it's 1,000,000 to 1 against. But of course, we'll maintain a full alert radar track.
No. Launch Sky 1. Tell Waterman to investigate.
Yes, sir. This is Shadow Control to Skydiver.
Launch Sky 1, investigate possible UFO, position 012-302, red 3.
Roger, Control. Out. Launch stations.
Launch stations. Check circuits.
HV circuit's okay. Relay's okay.
Okay for launch, Captain.
One and two cleared.
Lift off stations.
Lift off stations.
Check boosters.
Checking boosters.
We still have positive track. Green on 3. Confirm radar fix.
Control to Sky 1. New position 018294. Range 25 miles.
I have it on internal radar.
Should have visual contact in about a minute. I think I can see it.
Have visual contact.
Panic over. It's a weather balloon.
Miss Fraser,
How did you find me?
the studio gate logs all license plate numbers. From that, I got your address. I called, and they gave me a couple of places where I might find you. From there on, it was a simple process of elimination. Who do you work for?
Myself.
And sell whatever you get to the highest bidder, huh?
Look, I'm sorry I lied. But if I hadn't said I was from GPA, you wouldn't have seen me at all, would you?
Just give me the tape, Miss Fraser, and we'll call it a day. The tape, Miss Fraser. You've played it back.
There wasn't time.
Right.
Well, why don't you say it?
If you just sign this, please, sir.
Oh, get out of here.
I'll leave them on your desk then. Even a practice launch for skydiver needs an authorization.
Hold it, Keith. I'm sorry. Can you imagine what Straker would have said?
Yes, sir. I can imagine.
What now? The police?
Who are you?
Joe Fraser, freelance reporter. Failed. I've only had one article published in the last month. Is it still there?
Yes, Lieutenant.
Ask Colonel Foster to come in. And get control. He'll want to speak to Commander Straker.
Right.
I have Colonel Foster on the video link, sir.
Oh, thank you. Hello, Paul.
Hello, Alec. It's a surprise to see your face. Where's Straker?
I'll explain later. What's your problem?
Well, we've picked up radio signals about 50 miles east of the base. It's some sort of vehicle. It's moving on an erratic course, but it's heading our way.
Have you any idea what it could be?
Not really. We've tried to make radio contact, but no joy.
Could it be unmanned?
It's possible.
But if it maintains its present course and speed, it'll run straight into us.
It'll be a couple of hours before there's any real danger.
We'll get onto it right away. Lieutenant, I want an immediate rundown on all installations on the moon operating surface vehicles.
Why did you do it?
It's a dirty world. Sometimes you have to cut a few corners.
To get what you want. Like that car of yours.
The car? It's on hire. All part of the front. Does it matter?
Well, let's say I'm interested.
You've heard it all before.
I'm a very good listener.
With an ice-cold clinical outlook.
Intelligent, attractive, and a possible security leak.
You don't believe me, do you?
You know, if there's one thing I hate, it's eating dinner alone.
Well, what do you think?
It's a tough decision.
Thanks. All right, tell Moonbase to launch the interceptors.
Right, sir.
Interceptors 1, 2, and 3, immediate launch. Repeat. Interceptors 1, 2, and 3, immediate launch.
Nice.
Well, it suits me. Well, I'll get things moving in the kitchen.
Can I help you?
No, I can handle it. I left the wine in the car.
I'll get it.
Oh, thanks. Yes, Miss Eland?
I have Commander Straker on the line, sir.
Oh, you better tell him... Tell him everything's under control.
He says he's glad to hear it, and he'll be back tomorrow morning.
Oh, Miss Eland, I want you to do a voice check for me. It's Miss Fraser. Just routine.
You mean a G6, sir?
Yes, that's right, Miss Eland. A full G6.
I understand, sir.
Right.
Record immediately.
Yes, yes. Come and say hello to Miss Eland.
Hello, Miss Eland.
You're working very late tonight. Hope to see you again soon. Goodbye now.
Goodbye.
Yes, that'll be fine. Good night, Miss Eland. Well, why don't you help yourself to a drink, and I'll go out and break out the can opener.
Hey.
Thanks.
We can see it. I'll go down and radio back a photograph.
Transmit a print of this to Shadow Control.
You know, Ed, you're a terrific cook.
I just follow the instructions on the can.
Well, the wine was great. You should have had some. You know, you have a nice home here.
It's a place to sleep. You know, it's funny, Joe. I enjoyed today. Ever since my divorce, I've kept myself pretty much to myself. You know how it is.
Yes, I do know.
It's Russian, from a base about 120 miles east of Moonbase.
Russian?
Yes, it's a mobile rig used for commercial mining in rich surface ore areas.
Get onto their base. Tell them unless they divert their machine.
I'll explain the situation, sir.
We understand your concern, but we still can't establish radio contact with the crew.
Something must have gone very seriously wrong.
Очень старая русская мелодия, зеленые глаза. Слушай меня. Да-да-да-ди-да-да, да-да-ди-да-да-да.
All we can do is to keep trying.
Get me Shadow Control. We've contacted the Russian base. There's a crew of 2 on board, but no one can contact them.
Is the radio link okay?
It seems to be. They just don't answer.
What's the vehicle's position now?
About 20 miles east of the base. The Russians have a surface mobile on the way, but it won't get there on time.
Send out a moonmobile. Try to establish visual contact with the crew.
Right.
We should be making visual contact any minute.
Yes, I'll make it about 2 miles.
Straker. Yes. I see. Is
there anything else, sir?
No, that'll be all right. Right.
What's the matter, Ed?
Get out.
What's wrong?
I know. That's what's wrong. One article published in the last month. The car on hire. You were right about that the first time. You earned it. The hard way. Just what did you have mapped out for me? Did you plan to take me for all you could get? Or maybe something more cozy? Like an idyllic weekend somewhere, and a guy with a camera who just happens to burst in at the right time.
Maybe at first.
Oh, come on, don't give me that. Don't tell me there's an emotion left in that pretty little head. You must be getting soft.
Soft? That's the way you get eaten alive. Oh, you wouldn't understand. It's a man's world, remember?
Come in, Soviet. Come in, Soviet. Do you read me?
No.
Come in, Soviet.
Get me a direct radio link with the Moonmobile.
Right, sir.
I have Colonel Freeman for you, sir.
Right, put him on.
What's the position?
We've just established visual contact, and we're trying to get through to the crew. Without much success.
Right. Fire a warning shot.
A warning shot?
Look, you're less than 5 miles from Moonbase.
That's a civilian vehicle.
Fire that shot.
Right.
Range 480 yards. Angle 0.28.
Not too close. Try another one, as close as you dare.
Yes, sir. Range 320 yards. Angle 0.24.
No reaction.
You're certain they saw the warning shot?
If it had been any closer, they'd have been part of it.
Stop.
You mean?
I mean shoot to stop them. That's my decision. I'll take the responsibility. Do you read me?
Look, give us a couple of minutes.
We're going to try something.
Come in, M3.
Come in, M3.
Come in, M3.
M3 to control.
Control to...
Let me speak to Colonel Foster.
He's trying to get aboard the rig, sir.
What? Has he made it?
I'm not sure. I can't see him. If he's not inside...
Nice room. Я немножко устал. Я хочу спать. Здравствуйте, друг.
Listen, they're both incapable.
The air pressure's down. They could be suffering from anoxia.
How far away is it now? 1,500 meters. This is a red emergency alert. Seal all airlocks. All personnel to carry out decompression drill.
Как живешь, а? English, American. Yeah, what's what?
Get onto the Russian base. Find out how to stop this thing.
Yes, I understand. The quickest way to stop it is to throw the red master power switch. It's situated
Left of center on the control panel.
Right.
There's a red switch on the
Ты
control
хороший
panel.
человек.
Yes, I can see it.
That's the master power control.
Okay.
Мой друг там. Иван, он мой друг.
How far is it from Moonbase?
Just a few hundred yards.
There must have been a slight pressure leak. They were suffering from a lack of oxygen, inducing a sort of drunkenness.
Drunkenness?
Like drinking too much whiskey. We call it inoxia.
We know it in the same way, except our description would
Substitute vodka for whiskey.
On behalf of Sovitex, I would like to thank you for your cooperation.
Good morning, sir.
Ford? Oh, it's all sorted out.
Yes, sir. Clever girl, Miss Fraser.
You were pretty quick with the voice print.
Hello, Miss Eland was enough. The international crime computer did the rest. She's got a record as long as you're on.
Is she wanted by the police?
Not at the moment, but she won't stay out of trouble for long. Her kind never do.
Maybe. Where's Colonel Freeman?
In your office, sir.
Hello, Alec.
Hello.
Well, I hear you've had quite a day.
You could say that.
Well, Foster might have lost his life. Ordering them on board that rig like that. Tough decision. The right one, of course.
It wasn't quite like that.
Well, whatever way it happened, Alec, you were responsible.
I certainly have to hand it to you.
Hmm?
That Miss Fraser, she didn't have you fooled for a moment. That'd be me, I'd have probably got myself emotionally involved or something.
Yes, I could see how it could happen. Well, say, Alec,
Well, it's all yours.
Now, the other side of the fence.
overpass.
I have a possible sighting, Lieutenant.
Bearing?
Coming up now.
This is Moon Base Control. Yellow alert. Repeat. Yellow alert.
Red alert. Confirming UFO. 429117 blue.
Red alert. Interceptors, immediate launch.
We have the termination, sir.
What is it?
Western Europe.
Anything more specific?
The flight path indicates grid reference UX 104, southern England.
Southern England. Thank you.
Interceptors closing in.
I'll give the command.
Sir?
Tell Moonbase I'll give the command.
Yes, sir. Shadow control to Moonbase. Orders from Commander Straker. Suspend interceptor
UFO
track until
closing.
authorized.
Range 11 million miles. $9 million miles.
Interceptors coming into range. Sir, do we intercept?
Range closing. 7 million miles.
Sir, do we intercept?
No. Negative.
Negative?
That's what I said.
5 million miles.
Shadow control to Moonbase. Interception negative. Repeat, interception negative. Interceptors to return to Moonbase.
This is Moonbase Control to interceptors. Return to base.
UFO passing outer defenses. UFO maintaining course. Confirm speed 4.7.4.
UFO signal now negative, sir. Presumably landed.
Map reference?
Reference 119120, approximately.
119120. That's somewhere there. I want the whole area cordoned off. Alert mobiles 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, sir. This is Shadow Control.
Colonel Foster.
Alert mobiles 1,
I think you better get out there with them.
I repeat.
Yes, sir.
Alert mobiles 1, 2, and 3. Transporter 2, proceed to area 119128. Transporter 3, proceed to area 11918.
It's not much further now.
did a good job, Liz.
Cass, I can't.
Go and get it.
Roger.
This is Commander Straker to all mobile operatives. You are to locate UFO designated 9041F. Termination area approximately 119120. Colonel Foster.
Sir. I want you to cover blue area X7.
Okay.
Hello, Alec.
So you let one through?
That's right.
Why don't we do the job properly?
What do you mean?
Ask the aliens round for drinks.
Let's go into the office. We're fighting a series of losing battles here, Alec. Why? Because we don't really know who or what we're fighting. I've waited months for a chance like this, Alec. A UFO right on our own doorstep. That's why I let this one through. And those mobiles are on the way to bring it in, intact, before any deterioration sets in.
Meanwhile, there's a potential killer or killers at large.
Yes, I know. It's a risk. But the area has a low population density. It's mostly virgin forest. The danger factor must be very slight.
Mobile 1 to Shadow Control. 1 to Control.
Go ahead, Mobile 1.
Have covered search area blue X7P Q&R. UFO negative.
Roger, Mobile 1. Proceed to link with Mobile 3 at location 118109. Shadow Mobiles 2 and 3 are due to report any moment now, sir. Areas X8 and 9 are practically covered.
And what about Mobile 1?
His progress is slower. He has the densest area.
Every inch of that forest has to be searched. Somewhere in there, there's a UFO. And we're going to find it. Intact.
Quiet. Oh, boy. Go on.
What the? Get back. Back. Quiet. Quiet. Quiet, you fool. With you. Soden! Soden. Stay. That's a good boy. Come on. Come on. Oh. Come on. Come on. What's the matter with you, eh? That's a good boy.
Mobile 1 to Shadow Control.
1 to Control.
Go ahead, 1.
Have located UFO. Position blue area 119113.
This is Straker. Advise on condition.
It's a total wreck.
Is there any sign of life, Colonel?
Investigating now, sir.
Nervous?
How long have you been?
Come on, pull yourself together. Let's go over it once again. Take it from 11 o'clock. From 11 o'clock.
At 11 o'clock, we finish supper. Then I do the washing up.
There's something else.
What do you mean?
What do you do before doing the washing up?
I call up Midge Clayton. I tell her that I'm ringing her from the cottage. And I ask her over for lunch tomorrow. Then
Why? Why do you invite her over for lunch?
I'm nervous about being here on my own. Then I tell her two things. Firstly, that Jack can't be with me because he has to go north on a business trip. Secondly, that I'm going to go to bed and take a sleeping pill.
Dispatch the analysis teams to the area.
Yes, sir. Shadow control to ADP unit. Proceed to blue area 119, 113.
Just one thing puzzles me.
You should be so lucky.
How come that UFO is a total wreck? It hasn't been in the atmosphere long enough to deteriorate.
Maybe it was the difficulty of the landing area. Could be 1,000 reasons.
Mobile 1 has reported a body inside the wreck of the UFO.
An alien?
They can't tell. It's severely charred. They'll get a call back as soon as they have more information.
Then at 11:30, I check the front door to see that it isn't locked from the inside, so that Jack can get in. And then I go to bed.
You don't go to bed. There's something else.
Oh, yes, I changed the bulb by the front door for a dud one.
Right. Go on.
Then I go to bed and I put out the light. No, I read for 5 minutes. But I find I can't concentrate. So I turn out the light and wait for Jack.
And when he comes?
I hear the gate creak. I get up. And I come in here.
So
I take the gun.
You take the gun, then what? Then what?
I stand at the bedroom door with the gun pointing towards the front door.
Go on.
Then, when Jack opens the front door,
you take aim and you fire, right?
I can't, Cass, I can't.
Perfectly simple. You're all alone here, someone breaks in, you take aim and you fire. And aren't you forgetting one thing?
What was that?
I'll be here, right beside you,
Okay, stay here. Stay here.
Mobile 1 to Shadow Control, 1 to Control.
Go ahead, 1.
The body inside the UFO is definitely not an alien.
Mobile 1, this is Straker. Explain yourself.
The body was charred beyond identification, but there are no signs of the hermetic seals around the neck. We're searching the area on foot. The alien must be somewhere in the forest.
It's time. Go on. Answer it.
Hello?
Hello, darling. I'm just ringing through to say I'm on my way.
Fine.
Oh, fine.
Well, it worked.
What do you mean?
Your little idea. No calls, no interruptions, quiet weekend together. The others think I've gone north to that exports conference. Even Miss Cadwell won't know where I am. Hello? You there?
Yes.
Yes, I'm here.
Go on. I've got a little present for you.
You have?
Oh, did you want to know what it is?
Yes. Yes, of course I do, Jack. What is it?
Burlington Arcade.
Oh, yes. Yes, I remember. The pendant. The blue pendant.
Well, you don't sound very pleased. I mean, I can easily take it back and get something else if you'd rather.
No. No, I'm sorry, Jack. I'm sorry. That was very thoughtful of you.
You all right?
Yes, I'm all right. I've just got a slight headache, that's all.
Why don't you go to bed then?
No, I'll be fine.
No, you go off to bed. I'll be at the cottage about 12. I'll try not to disturb you.
All right.
Bye then.
Goodbye, Jack. You heard?
Yes?
You heard how he was talking. I don't think I can do it, Cass. I can't go through with it.
Do you know how long we've known each other?
10 months? A year?
It's exactly 1 year and 1 month ago that I first came into your house. I noticed the way he spoke to you then. I've heard him 1,000,000 times since.
Well?
Every time he talks to you, it's in that way.
Cass...
Words. What's he ever given you but words? You've said so yourself over and over again. He's clothed you, fed you, bought you.
Blue area to shadow control. Blue area to shadow control. We found a couple of things, sir. First, a piece of torn fabric that looks like it came from an alien spacesuit. There's also signs of a struggle.
Yes, what else?
We've also found an Alsatian dog near the landing site with collar number 995987.
Listen, Colonel, we have details here of a missing person in the blue area. A game warden by the name of Mitchell.
That dog collar information checks.
Now, it's my guess that it's Mitchell's body you found in the debris. Try using the dog to locate the alien.
The chances are it can pick up the scent.
Yes, sir.
Come on. Come on, boy.
Okay, follow me.
What's that?
The lights.
Cass!
The lights!
He's coming out early. It isn't time. What are we going to do? He said...
Don't worry. We're ready for him.
Cass, we can't. The light. I can't do it, Cass.
Look, I'm here, right beside you.
He stopped. He's coming round to the front, Cass. He's at the door. For God's sake, Oh, my God.
Now!
What's the matter, Cass? What are you doing?
I'm trying to think.
What are we going to do? How are we going to explain it? Who is he?
Shut up!
You're not leaving. You're not going to leave me here.
Look, you know I must.
No.
Our only
no,
chance
you
is to go through with the plan as we arranged it.
Cass, I can
But
wait.
we must!
You don't seem to
Look, I
realize-
don't know any more than you do. As far as you're concerned, he was an intruder and you shot him. Do you understand? Do you understand?
No.
Look, I must go. Give me 3 minutes. 3 minutes, that's all. Then phone the police.
Cass! Cass! Wait with me, Hills. Wait. Just until I've called the police.
3 minutes!
Please, Cass. Please! Cass! Cass!
Would you get your coat, Mrs. Newton?
What are you doing here? Who are you? Are you the police? How do you know my name?
Please.
Ah, Mrs. Newton. Mr. Fowler. We've been expecting you. This way, please. Would you care to sit down? Freeman, Alec.
Voice print identification positive. 9-7, Freeman, Alec E.
Now, if you just follow me, please.
Look, what is going on here?
Now, please, Mr. Fowler. I realize you've both had a very harrowing experience.
Right.
And are entitled to an explanation for this intrusion into your privacy.
Right again.
Now, Mr. Straker will explain our reasons for bringing you here. In the meantime, if you'd just like to make yourselves comfortable, I'm sure you'll find everything you need.
What are you doing?
Just be very careful what you say.
Where are we?
I don't know, under some kind of film studio.
I don't understand.
Neither do I. We must get our story straight.
Liz? Liz?
Who are you?
to the point. Who are you?
The rest of the story is exactly the same.
Who are these people?
I don't know. The one that brought us up here said something about someone called Straker.
Isn't he a film producer or something?
I must apologize for having had you brought here like this, Mr. Fowler, Mrs. Newton.
Now listen here.
And I've had you brought here for a discussion. Now, if you'll both please sit down.
Was your wife expecting you?
Naturally.
Are you certain?
Well, of course. I phoned her on the way down here. Why do you ask?
Do you recognize these?
Well, photographs of this room.
Did you take them?
No.
Know who did?
I've never seen them before.
Do you keep a gun here, Mr. Newton?
Yes.
Who knew about it?
Wife?
Anyone else?
Well, I'm not sure. Don't think so. Look, what is this all about?
I'm sorry, you'll just have to bear with me. I suggest that you return to London. I'll arrange for your wife to join you there as soon as possible.
Unidentified flying objects. Aliens from another planet. A World Defense Organization. It's incredible.
Then the lives of everyone can be in terrible danger all the time.
Very great danger. That's the reason for all the security. The general public must never know.
One thing I don't understand is, if your organization is so secret, why did you bring us here?
To help you forget the whole thing.
Forget?
Yes, you see, SHADO have developed an amnesia drug. Well, for obvious reasons. We administer it to people like yourselves who have come into contact with aliens, or indeed with our organization.
An amnesia drug?
Yes, it's perfectly harmless. All it will do is erase all memory of the past 12 hours. It's tasteless. Would you, care for some more coffee? What's wrong?
Paul has just come up with a very interesting theory.
Oh?
Tell him.
Mrs. Newton and Fowler said they heard an intruder and shot him as he forced open the door.
Plausible.
Yes. If they weren't expecting the husband.
The husband?
He came back to the cottage 40 minutes ago.
Is our security angle covered?
Yes, that's all taken care of. But don't you see what it means? They planned a cold-blooded murder. They had it all worked out. But unfortunately for them, an alien came through that door instead of her husband.
It all fits. Morally, they're guilty.
Oh. Well, the amnesia drug was administered a few minutes ago. They won't be able to remember a thing.
Well, we can't just let them go free.
I suppose you think I should hand them over to the public prosecutor. He'd sure have a great case. Now, what would he go for? The attempted murder of the husband or the killing of an alien? We can't produce that body. There's no concrete evidence against them. And the two accused would both have genuine, total amnesia.
So there's nothing we can do about it.
We're not in the moralizing business, Colonel.
Well, what about the husband? They wanted to kill him once. They're bound to try again.
Well, in the line of duty, we stumbled onto a triangle. SHADO's involvement made it a square. All we're doing is erasing the past 12 hours. So it's back to the triangle. Colonel Foster, you get back to that UFO. Get all the information you can.
Right.
Alec, you better get the medical team to work on that alien.
On my way.
How are Mrs. Newton and Mr. Fowler?
Still sleeping, sir.
Well, get them out of here.
But, sir, I really don't think...
Just get them out of here.
The accused will stand. I want to make my position clear. The verdict in this case has been taken by the 4 jury officers. I would like to establish, as a matter of record, that I find myself in agreement with them. After due deliberation, they have found Colonel Forster guilty of the charge as stated. Under Article 183, the sentence is specific. The execution was fixed for 1200 hours, the 19th of next month. Any appeal must be lodged within 14 days.
Has Colonel Freeman left?
Yes, sir, a couple of hours ago. Shall I contact him?
No, that's all right. I'll call him at home.
Right. Freeman.
Alec?
Oh, don't you ever sleep?
Hope I didn't wake you up.
Oh, sure.
Listen, Alec. There's a few things I want to check. Now, first of all, hold it.
What is it? What's wrong?
Don't say anything. I've got an E alarm.
Are you all right? Ed, are you all right?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm fine, Alec. It's a bugging device. Somebody's out to get us, Alec. I've got a pretty good idea who it is.
Straight.
Thank you, Miss Scott. We'll go straight through.
But I'm afraid there's a...
It's all right. Just show us where we sharpen our knives.
I'm sorry, sir.
Don't worry, Miss Scott. Stopping runaway trains is not part of your job. Streaker, this is a most unpleasant surprise.
Yes, I'm sure.
You know Jackson, of course.
Of course. The eyes and ears of the world.
Commander. Colonel Freeman.
I'd shake hands, but you know how it is. I can't bear to touch anything slippery.
Well, now we've dispensed with the pleasantries. I presume this is not just a social call.
Alec? Yours, I believe.
Yes. Standard Mark IV bugging device. Range about 3 miles.
Planted in my car. Why?
2 reasons. One, to test your security.
And the real reason?
2 days ago, we had to squash a press report. It concerned a skydiver's rendezvous with a supply ship. It named the exact position and time. We had to go right to the top to get a suppression notice.
Yes, it would have been unfortunate for Skydiver to have surfaced and been greeted by a boatload of reporters and photographers.
Is this some kind of a sick joke, Henderson?
You have got yourself a major security breach. You'd better believe me.
We've checked. The information was never circulated. It's specific to SHADO HQ under the studio.
To put it bluntly, someone you know, work with every day, is a security hazard.
Just give us the details. We'll find out who it is.
If you don't, we will.
It's been very nice dealing with you, Mr. Foster.
Well, let's hope it works out.
Oh, don't worry, it will. I promise you, I wouldn't have let Diana here sign the contract if I hadn't thought she had a great future. You know, one day your studio is going to thank me. This is just the start of our long, friendly relationship.
Well, don't forget the contract is subject to the director's approval.
Oh, of course. But I'm sure we can come to some arrangement, Mr. Foster. We can help each other, if you know what I mean.
Henderson was right. We've got a problem on our hands. It's a pretty frightening experience. Walking around out there knowing that somebody you've known for years
has sunk just about as low as you can get.
But who is it?
The coded message to Skydiver. The one that was leaked.
Authorized and sent by Colonel Foster.
Hi.
How's it going?
Oh, great. There's more to making movies than people think. I'm learning something new every day.
Yes, that happens to most of us. I want to talk to you.
Sure.
I mean now. Get rid of the crew.
Okay, boys, take an early lunch. I'll leave the machine running, will you? I want to see the rest of those shots.
Are you certain? Right. Right, I'll check it out. Yes, I'll tell him.
Close the door. You transmitted this 3 days ago.
Yeah, but this is, hadn't we better go to your office or something?
Worried about security? Maybe I feel just as secure right here. Did you transmit that message?
Well, yes.
I believe I outrank you, Foster.
Yes?
Yes, what?
Yes, sir.
That's better. Let's keep it that way.
Look, what's all this about?
Just answer my questions. Now, who else knew about the Skydiver transmission?
Well, I did mention his Alec Freeman.
You gave him exact position, details, time?
No, sir.
Did you talk about it to anyone else?
No, sir.
Then how is it that this information, which you say you told no one, got into the hands of a newspaper?
A newspaper?
Yes. Giving the exact time and position of Skydiver's rendezvous with the supply ship.
Just don't understand.
Neither do I. Straker.
I just had Henderson on the line.
There's been another security leak. It concerned a routine flight from Moonbase.
Who planned and authorized it?
Foster.
Thank you, Alec.
I don't get it.
How about an explanation?
Explanation? Explain what? What do you think I've done?
I'm not thinking anything. I'm interested in facts.
Well, I'm sorry. I just don't know how I can help you. Well, this whole thing's ridiculous.
Ridiculous? Maybe you'll think a military court is ridiculous.
A military court?
When I tell Henderson the position, the outcome is obvious. And you'd better consider this. SHADO is run as a military organization. We're at war. You realize the penalty for espionage.
To 9.
Right.
Guards. I convene this court-martial by the authority invested in me under Article 183 of our charter. I must remind you that as of now, everyone in this room is under oath to speak the truth. Prosecuting officer may proceed.
The accused, Colonel Paul Foster, is indicted under Section 8 of SHADO security regulations. I intend to show that he and he alone is responsible for, and therefore guilty of, the worst crime that can be perpetrated against our organization, espionage.
The defense forgoes its right to speak at this time.
Very well. The prosecuting officer will proceed.
My first witness, Lieutenant Ford. You are Lieutenant Keith Ford, and you're a senior operative in SHADO Control.
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize the apparatus on the table beside you?
Yes, sir. It's a standard code and transmit device.
Like the one used in SHADO Control?
Yes.
Will you tell us how it works?
The primary circuits are a series of electro-scanners positioned in series.
Lieutenant, we'd be grateful if you'd keep the explanation as simple as possible.
Yes, sir. The information is inserted here.
I see. In what form is this information?
Handwritten on a standard input docket.
Like this?
Yes.
But you say the message or whatever is handwritten, it seems an antiquated method in this electronic age.
It's one of the best security checks we have. This device is programmed to scan the card and compare it with standard samples. It will only accept genuine authorized input.
So, for example, if I wrote a message for transmission?
It would be scanned and rejected, as would a forgery.
I see. Whose handwriting is the coder programmed to accept?
Commander Straker's, Colonel Freeman's, and Colonel Foster's.
And Colonel Foster's. I see. The information is then coded and transmitted automatically.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Lieutenant, what happens to the input card? It's destroyed inside the coder. But a record is kept of the input? Yes, in the coder's memory bank. So that if you, for example, wanted to, Lieutenant, you could check the content of a transmission? Yes, sir. And so could anyone else in the control room at the time? Yes. Anyone. Thank you.
Just how could you check the content of a transmission?
You select the relevant number on these keys and the information is printed out.
On another card similar to this?
Yes, sir.
But isn't it printed out in code as it was transmitted? And isn't it necessary to use a computer run to decode it? When was the last computer run of this kind?
About 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. And the transmissions concerned in the security leak were both sent within the last 5 days. That's all, Lieutenant. Will Captain Waterman come forward, please?
Captain Lou Waterman, at present commanding officer Skydiver.
Just one question, Captain. Did you know the contents of the orders concerning the supply ship Rendezvous transmitted to your submarine by Colonel Foster?
No.
Could you explain why, Captain?
Well, until we receive confirmation, the message remains uncoded in our computer memory.
Is this a standard procedure for security reasons?
Yes.
So neither you nor any of your crew could have leaked the information?
No.
Would you mind speaking up, Captain?
No.
Thank you.
No questions.
sure about this?
Certain. I've seen it myself. It's an open set.
Well, that's just great. Set up the reverse. Keep it fairly low.
Where'll you be?
I'm going to see Ed Straker. He's supposed to be the head of this studio.
Straker, Commander-in-Chief, Shadow Operations.
Commander Straker, is Colonel Foster a friend of yours?
He's an officer, serving under my command.
But is he also a friend?
Not in the sense you mean.
This comrade, is he guilty of espionage, a traitor, a spy? In your opinion, of course.
You mean my opinion as a man, or as Colonel Foster's commanding officer?
Why not to give us the benefit of both answers, Commander?
Very well. As a man, my opinions are private, therefore no concern of this hearing. As Colonel Foster's superior officer, I'm interested in facts, not guesses.
No more questions.
Colonel Foster is a comparatively new member of Shadow.
Yes.
And you authorized his acceptance?
Yes, that's correct.
On what did you base your decision?
On the basis of the physical, psychiatric, and computer tests. On his past record as an Air Force pilot, civilian pilot, and on my judgment.
He had security clearance?
Naturally.
Is this a copy of the security report on Colonel Foster?
Yes, it is.
Commander, would you read out aloud, please, the last paragraph?
Colonel Foster is considered to be an excellent security risk, and we recommend Class A clearance.
Thank you, Commander.
Commander, you will see that I was one of the examining officers on that report.
Yes, your signature is here.
Well, it only goes to show that we can all make mistakes. Don't you agree? Thank you, Commander.
I think this may be an appropriate time to adjourn. We'll resume at 1400 hours.
I need some air.
Excuse me, sir. Carl Mason wanted to see you. He said it was very urgent.
Not now, Miss Ela.
The defending officer may proceed.
So far, the facts to emerge from this hearing are that Colonel Foster was indeed in possession of the said classified material. But there has been no proof whatsoever that he passed on that information to any outside persons. I therefore do not intend to take up the time of the court with character references for the accused. His record speaks for itself. I call Colonel Foster. Foster, Paul J., 804. Colonel, are you guilty of the charges as stated?
Not guilty.
Have you ever passed on classified information to any unauthorized person or persons?
Never.
Thank you.
Colonel Foster, would you say that you have a nervous disposition?
You're the psychiatrist.
Please answer my question.
Normally, no.
I'm not a nervous person.
Under extreme stress, you stay reasonably calm.
Reasonably?
It's part of your profession, isn't it? And part of your training to remain calm in abnormal conditions.
Yes.
Colonel Foster, are you nervous now?
And where's all this getting us?
Please answer my question. Are you nervous now?
Why should I be?
Yes or no? Answer my question.
No.
You do surprise me. You stand accused of giving classified information to the press, endangering the security of SHADO, and the lives of everyone in it.
I object. My client is being deliberately baited.
Overruled. This is not the civil court of law. We're after the facts, the truth. Continue.
Colonel Foster, did you or did you not violate Section 8, Paragraph 5 of the SHADO security regulations?
I did not.
Then how do you account for the fact that the press got hold of this information?
I don't know. I suggest you ask the press.
And I suggest, Colonel Foster, that you're lying.
I did not give classified information to any newspaper.
All right, Colonel Foster. But I have one last question. Here's a photostat of your personal bank account. $10,000 was paid in on the 10th by an unnamed subscriber. Could you explain that, Foster?
I can't. It's the first I've heard of it.
Very convenient.
What are you implying?
Implying? I am stating that the money was payment for espionage, the going price for a traitor, the rewards of a spy. I am stating that you sold SHADO secrets to the press for the sum of $10,000.
I tell you, I know nothing of how that money got there. It's a plant. Someone's trying to frame me.
You're absolutely nervous now, Foster.
This whole thing is ridiculous. He's twisting the facts.
I really must protest. My client has again been deliberately baited. Order! I want order here.
It's a pack of lies from start to finish, and he knows it.
All right, Foster. Where did that check come from?
I don't know.
I'm going to ask you just once more. Where did that money come from?
I tell you, I don't know.
All right. Alec, how can we find out about it?
A Swiss numbered account? You tell me.
Sir, as my commanding officer, do you think I'm guilty? Whatever you say can't affect the decision now. I'd just like to know.
All the evidence in that court-martial says yes. But if you want a gut reaction, no.
Colonel Freeman? Right. They're coming back in.
They have found Colonel Foster guilty of the charge as stated. Under Article 183, the sentence is specific. The execution was fixed for 1200 hours, the 19th of next month. Any appeal must be lodged within 14 days. This court-martial is closed.
incredible. There wasn't one piece of tangible evidence.
Foster was found guilty through a series of airtight negatives. Information was leaked to the press. Foster was the only one who knew that information. He told no one. His word. And the coder transmitter is security proof.
There must be some other explanation.
Well, it appears to be military. No. No, I can't give you the source. I just happened on it by chance. Yes. Yes, I certainly do that. And the usual arrangement? Right.
Is there anything you want, Colonel?
No, thanks.
Could be a long night. Shall I ask the doctor to get you something to help you sleep?
No, thanks, I'll be fine.
Sleep well, Mr. Straker?
As a matter of fact, no.
Well, that's too bad. Because I didn't sleep at all.
It's Carl Mason, isn't it?
Well, recognition at last from the big white chief.
You'll have to excuse me.
Listen, Straker, I've been trying to talk to you for 3 days.
Everybody has problems. Some more important than others. Take your hand off me.
Oh, no. I've telephoned you a dozen times. I've practically slept in this office. Now you're going to listen to me.
Mason, I'm warning you.
You say you got troubles? Here's another one you can add to your list. There's a security leak.
Security leak?
I'm making a picture here. Perhaps you may recall. The whole thing hinges on a pulsed light system. New design. I hear a rival company are building a replica.
Industrial espionage.
Right. I'm giving you just 12 hours to kick Paul Foster out of this studio.
What's Foster got to do with it?
He's the one guy I discussed this system with.
Where?
Does that make any difference?
Where did you discuss it?
In his apartment.
It's a pretty long shot.
It's a pretty hairy coincidence. Anything?
Nothing. Foster's not a fool. He would have run the standard check every week. What did Henderson have to say?
He wasn't available. I don't know why I bothered to call him. He wouldn't be interested unless we come up with something concrete. Oh, you better reassemble that.
Why bother? Foster isn't going to need it.
Well, not much wrong with my appetite. Time's Webb arriving?
2:30. Don't worry, he's a good defending officer. He'll make the appeal stick.
Yeah. Sure. Will I have some more coffee?
I was almost sure.
There's nothing here. Let's go.
No, wait a minute, Alec. Now, when Foster was working, he'd sit here. And when Mason was here, say they'd driven over from the studio, arrived about 7:30. Now, what would Foster do?
Environmental therapy.
Let's check it again.
Positive.
Okay, Alec. Let's take this place apart. Get a group over here. Here's another one. Very clever setup. 2 audio transmitters and 3 miniaturized cameras.
And all activated by the display lights. We found this on some waste ground about a mile away.
Tape recorder.
Yes, with a built-in radio receiver. When this stuff starts transmitting, it receives and records the data. Then the contact comes along and picks up a tape.
Let's find out where all this is made.
Yes, sir.
Who runs this place?
I do. Who are you?
I believe this is one of your gadgets.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Now look, funny man. Miss, get lost.
Now you listen. This is private property.
There are 2 ways you can play this, Singleton. One is the easy way.
Joe. What do you want?
The name and address of the client who bought that electronic peeping Tom.
Hello, Colonel. How are they treating you?
Great. I've drafted the appeal. It needs your signature.
Yes, valuable document. Rather fragile, but valuable.
You're a psychiatrist, Jackson. Would you say Commander Straker has an artistic temperament?
No, I don't think so.
Then why would he have a display like this behind his desk? I've often thought about it.
Maybe it soothes his nerves.
What would you say is the strongest instinct in man? Love? Hate? Self-preservation?
Guards!
The target's Colonel Foster 804. Alert groups 2 and 3.
pickup on Miss Jane Grant. Address?
124 Eastern Avenue.
You got that? Right. At the studio. Oh, and, put me through to General Henderson, please. Priority A. This I'm going to enjoy.
All right, Straker. You may have new evidence, but I've got something for you. Foster escaped 20 minutes ago. Groups 2 and 3 have been alerted.
What? But you can't do that.
Now listen. Foster knows the complete setup. He was found guilty of espionage. I'm not risking the whole organization for one man. My orders are to shoot on sight.
But his apartment was bugged.
Was it? Or was it his way of passing the information? It's going to take positive proof of innocence to convince me.
We need an affidavit from that Miss Grant, and we need it fast. Is Miss Grant here?
Yes, sir. She's in your office.
Thank you, Ford.
I assume you have a very good explanation as to why I've been brought here.
You are an industrial spy.
It all sounds so sordid.
You had an apartment bugged for sound and vision. It belonged to Paul Foster.
Did I?
The electronics were supplied by a man named Singleton. He's told us everything.
Then I suggest you send for the police.
You know as well as I do, industrial espionage is not indictable.
Then I suggest you have me driven home.
This is an acoustic gun.
I have heard of them. Oh, excuse the pun.
I'm a desperate man, Miss Grant.
Armed with a toy gun.
If I place it against your ear and fire, the sound will pierce your eardrum. I'm also told that the brain suffers varying degrees of damage.
Even if I believed that, I don't believe that you're a desperate man.
Believe it. Unless you sign a confession, somebody is going to die. Just sign here. A signed affidavit. Get Henderson.
It's too late. He just called. Foster's been shot.
I'd like to see him, Miss Scott.
I'll see if he's in. I have someone to see you, sir.
Send Straker right in.
Please go in.
Thank you.
Straker. It must be my year. This is your second visit.
I'd like you to read this when you find time between making up wisecracks. It includes a statement which absolutely clears Paul Foster.
Statement?
From an industrial spy. A Miss Grant. She was after information at the studio. Our stuff was incidental.
Jackson.
You are wrong, Jackson. Paul Foster was guilty of one thing. He worked nights at home. He wrote those orders to Moonbase and Skydiver while a couple of cameras in the wall were taking pictures.
You can prove this.
Does it matter? I only hope it keeps you awake nights thinking about it.
Just a moment. You think I'm a pig-headed cretinous lout, don't you, Straker? Foster was shot with an anesthetic bullet. Jackson's idea. Well, don't fall over yourself with gratitude. Just a moment. You think I'm a pig-headed cretinous lout, don't you? Think I'm a pig-headed cretinous lout, don't you? Think I'm a pig-headed cretinous lout. Think I'm a pig-headed cretinous lout.
I like it. I like it.
Really very nice of you to ask us down, Mr. Foster.
Is it? I just wanted to give you this. You did pay $10,000 into my account, didn't you?
Well, yes, but no one can tell where it came from. You understand?
Sure. When you came down for the screen test, I didn't know what you meant by we can help each other. But now you're right, I do understand only too well. Get yourself a new agent, kid.
Oh, come on, don't be like that.
Listen, you don't know how much that check nearly cost me. So get out of here while you can still walk.
Foster! Where the devil have you been? Out sunning yourself on some beach?
Now, wait a minute.
Please, no excuses. Believe it or not, this is a film studio. It has one function. It's very simple. It's to make motion pictures. All right? Let's go.
you.